The Grand Valley Auto Sports Desk, sponsored by Grand Valley Auto.
Welcome back to the Final Whistle, the final say on the sports week on the Western Slope, and what a packed Saturday we had. Names getting etched into history books, winner-go home games, and championships up for grabs. Call me Smokey and the Bandit, because we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So let's get right into things with some playoff football, and let's start things out in Montrose. The mighty Montrose Redhawks marched right through their regular season. 10 wins, I'm holding up 5, but it was 10, no losses. And it really wasn't any close games, period. The closest any team got to Montrose was keeping within 3 scores. The Redhawks, after a first-round bye, would welcome in the Frederick Golden Eagles for their first playoff matchup. These two teams matched up with each other last postseason for a Montrose victory. Would history repeat itself, or would the Eagles be the ones flying high this time around? Well, no one told the Eagles they would not be clear for takeoff in this one. We'll join this one kind of around the start of the second quarter, and it's already all Hawks. They're up 20-0 at this point in front of a packed stadium, and they show zero plans of slowing down anytime soon. This first clip, this is the type of play we've seen a lot out of Montrose this season. Give the ball to Elijah Womack and get out of the way. He'd already gotten in the end zone a couple of times at this point in the game, but now he's just trying to establish residency. Womack breaks loose and takes off for the house call. Touchdown, Montrose Redhawks. They make it 27-0, and this one is already showing signs of getting out of hand. Montrose, though, they would be making plays on both sides of the ball here. Frederick, they're just trying to get their ground game and their offense going. They hand it off to the right. Hard hit by Maverick Powers for Montrose there. And I bet the Eagles regret not just going down, because Powers punches it out and Hawks fall on it. And they get the ball back after the fumble recovery, poised to run up the score even more. They make it sting so fast we couldn't even get our cameras set up before the Montrose quarterback Cade Sanders connected with, of course, Elijah Womack. Hawks cruising right along. They're up 41-0. If you're keeping tabs, you're like 41. Where'd that other score come from? Well, of course, it's right here, and of course, it's number 30. Elijah Womack getting it done with some first half video game numbers. With the Hawks up huge at the half, like we said, it'd be 41-0. So big of a lead, they elected to take some of their key contributors and starters out to get some other Red Hawks playoff experience. Although you'd never know they were the second string. Cutter Travers picking up right where Womack left off, bouncing outside before Cutter cuts upfield with a bad attitude. Another Montrose touchdown, and this is officially a bug meet windshield kind of game out in Montrose. Before Montrose wrapped the game, very cool moment. The Montrose freshman Caden Atzutski gets a playoff touchdown under his belt, and you can see the excitement after he fights his way on into the end zone here on that young man's face. And Hawks have themselves a statement playoff win, taking down the Eagles 55-6 with a little help from that Montrose depth chart.
It's awesome. I mean, they get to go out there and have fun and freaking show what they can do. They prepare with us all week, so it's cool to let them go out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, those guys are playing scout team all week. They're getting hit, and they get a little reward to get in the game and get some playoff experience. It's one of the things that really helps us down the road.
The Hawks will be back at home next week hosting Monarch. Now over to Stoker Stadium for another playoff game where the Palisade Bulldogs are beginning their postseason run, looking for a little redemption. A year ago, Palisade was on the wrong side of a seeding upset against Severance. Would things be different this time around, hosting the Timnath Cubs in round 1 of the 3A playoffs? We'll join this one in the second half when the Dogs were looking for answers, down 17-7. But they look to get the ball. They get the ball back, looking to turn the tide, and they really get that run game in gear in the second half. Good run here by Dylan Larson, and the Bulldogs pick up some momentum and some yardage, and then they cash in to cut in this lead. Carter Hayward gets in, and 13 makes it a 17-13 game, then 17-14 after the ensuing PAT. Dogs are back in the fight. Timnath, though, they showed zero interest in letting Palisade get any closer. Some big boy yards up the middle. Now it's set up this play later on the drive. Perfectly drawn up screen by the Cubs, and DeAngelis works his way through that second level until he winds up in the end zone. Another Timnath touchdown. They make it a 2-score game. Palisade back on offense, and there goes that man again. Larson breaks free in the second level and on into the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs. That would undo some of the damage and tie things up at 24-all in the fourth quarter. When it was all said and done, it was the 2 men of the hour getting things done for the Dogs. With just seconds left on the clock, Hayward nailed a go-ahead field goal to put them up 27-24 to give them their first lead since they led 7-3 in the first. And then who else but Carter Hayward intercepted Timnath on the following drive with just seconds on the clock to ice the game for the Bulldogs, who posted 21 points in just that fourth quarter to complete the comeback, and they win 27-24. The Dogs survive, and they get another home game hosting the Roosevelt Rough Riders, who just posted a statement 47-0 win over Pueblo County earlier today. All right, we need to get to break here, but when we return, we check in on a busy day for CMU athletics. Don't go anywhere.